Okay, so that merchant that we let in, it looks like we got a good outcome. We profit. Thebes is prosperous for 5 turns. Extra money. That's good. It's good that we didn't catch a disease from him. 3, masted ship. Sweet. That changes everything. This boat is going down. That's okay. You guys are serving your purpose. Just explore as far as you can and then die. Can't enter his borders without declaring war. Which I definitely don't want to do right now. Okay, can we make a 3-masted ship? Naval transport. Oh, yeah, that's what I wanted. Perfect. Caravels. Oh, this is okay. Great. This is what I was talking about. This is the land transport. So now, naval or land units can take boats across the ocean tiles. Perfect. I want to make sure everybody's doing okay before we start pumping out research quarters. You know. All right. So if I make a cog now, will you be okay on the ocean? Agrarian star, scientist star, double stars. Our scout, though, doesn't seem to be having any problems on the ocean anymore. So that's cool. And who is this? I don't know.
To what do I owe the pleasure?
Carthaginians. They're being pleasant. Okay, great. How would you feel about sharing maps? Hey!
So, do you view each other as friend or foe? It's time to unravel the diplomat's dilemma.
I don't know what you mean by that. Okay, well.
While there are 3 places on the winner's podium, number 1 currently belongs to you. You have carved a legend that will stand forever.
That's right. Okay, so we've met everyone now. Here's the situation. The Caribbean pirates are my strongest competitor, fame-wise. They're also the most technologically advanced. But they're an ocean away from us. And they also have a weirdly fractured continent going on over here. They have vassalized
Greetings.
these guys.
I'm called hot-blooded, short-tempered, passionate.
Yes, yes, yes.
All
So, like, we can't do any
biased
treaties with him because he's not in charge of his own stuff. He's under the pirates. We have the Carthaginians who have weird cities around. Are they at war with anyone? No. I bet they were, though. I bet they were at war earlier. They're kind of spread around. And then Pink, of course, was wiped out by us. Interesting. I don't have 100% grasp on how the Lost at Sea mechanics work. Like, if we got 3-masted ship, these guys are still sinking. But it didn't look like I could make new boats yet. I don't know. Alright, how about Todai G? Won't take that long to make. We'll get a bunch of stuff, a bunch of stability. Put it right there. Fundamental values. The fundamentals. Public security. Garrisons are cheaper to make. Public happiness. Commons quarters are cheaper to make. Oh, well, I'm probably going to make more of those.
A bit of flexibility and freedom is more than worth a bit of risk, right?
All right, now we're really flying. Athlete star. Boats sinking, yes. Another tenet. We're making more faith than I thought. Oh, and we're the first one here to tier 3. So I could take develop the intellect. Plus 20 science per alliance. Extra holy sites. Or I could take mandate patronage. Trade routes. Yeah, I'm gonna keep taking money. This is gonna be the money religion. This is gonna be the mega church religion. The Joel Osteen religion of humankind. We're gonna make that money. I don't care how you guys feel. Because yeah, I think next era I'm gonna try and go like big trade, big money. We'll spread this religion as far as we can. Okay, knock here. This is a independent civilization. It's not part of any of the main players. It's like it's its own city, you know. But we can see by this green circle that they are working with the pirates. Actually, we might be able to do something with them still. Okay, this is kind of cool. I like this. When later on in the game, when these start showing up, you have these independent civilizations, and we can see, you know, how do they feel about us? What's our relationship like? And even though they're currently working with green, we can still get some stuff out of them through treaties. So I can go here, and you can see that green has got these treaties with them. They have a great relationship, and they're a client state. So Nock is currently providing green with resources and things every turn. It's good for them, but that doesn't mean that we're totally cut out here. We'll spend our influence to do treaties. We'll establish contact with them.
You've signed your first treaty with an independent people. One more step on the road to cooperation.
Now, every turn we can bribe them with money and influence, which will raise how they feel about us. And as they like us more and more, we can move farther along to the right and get more treaties. I don't know if we'll be able to do this, but if we can get it where they like us a lot more than they like the pirates, we could eventually do this level 4 treaty and steal them away. I don't know if we'll get there, but even if we do these, level 2 and level 3, we'll get something out of them. So let's look at how much influence and how much money we're making per turn, because I can spend some of that on them. We're making quite a lot, so I'm fine with that. We'll raise our relationship and see if we can get something out of them. Same with the COD. They're separate. We're going to do the same thing with them. Yeah, let's do both. I don't care. So over time, maybe they'll start, you know, trading with us, giving us resources, that sort of thing. All right, heal up. Head back out there, back out in the ocean. Maybe you'll die. That's all right. Our scout on his 3-masted boat is just going to sail around. Actually, auto-explore. Go explore the ocean. Have fun. See you later. Getting that stability up. We got another civic. It's independent peoples. Oh, right. That makes sense because we just met some. Okay. Do we want to take mercenary armies? Also, you can see what the other players have chosen, if that affects you at all. If you're trying to like get in good with somebody, maybe you want to choose the same ones as them. So mercenary armies makes it cheaper to hire an army, I think, from independent peoples. Fellow peoples means signing treaties with them is cheaper. That's what I want.
They may have more to offer than just their weapons. Assimilation does seem practical.
That's what I'm shooting for. What is this, an event? The Defiant Canvas. Someone made some art about a gluttonous, saggy-fleshed giant snacking on a platter of sugared cakes. Shall we prohibit it? Which has a chance of something bad happening. Or just say, hey, make all the saggy, giant snack art you want. That's fine.
As feudal structures prove practical for both farming and warfare, certain codes and practices arise that, ideally, ensure a fair and honorable society.
Chivalry. A new technology, milady.
Not everything worth appreciating.
Hey, we found the Great Blue Hole. And we're famous for it. That's awesome. All right, we got a lot of science options here because we have access to the next era. I'm just going to go with the cheap ones because I'm not looking for anything in particular. And we want to build up our scientist star. Yeah, our cogs still lose health out in the ocean. I guess until we get a better boat. But at least we can transport land units now. That's kind of the big thing. Oh man, look down here. The Aztecs are slowly moving in, but there's still unclaimed land down here. We should get in on that, right? Let's buy out a settler, because they'll set up good outposts. And then let's get them down there. explore the new world, that sort of stuff. At this point in the game, I don't feel like I'm under threat by anybody, so it's just kind of building up until things maybe change. Scientist star. You know, if I want to start getting aggressive and like land on Green's continent and take over, like that's one thing, but right now I'm just building up. Hey, look at that. Builder star from all the districts. So we could move into Era 4 if we wanted. We're not that far behind Green as far as stars go. Still killing him on fame. But we still got a ways to go, right? We can do another scientist star. Actually, if we go down and settle that island parts of it, we could start getting more, you know, more population, more, what are we looking at? Expansionist stars, for sure. So, I'm going to stick around for a bit. We can get more out of this before we move on. And we won't fall behind in technology because I can still research the 4th era now. More farms. Yep, that's just telling me I can switch, but I am already aware of that.
Farmers' Quarter? Toreji was the largest wood structure in the world for 1,200 years, more or less. That should impress anyone.
That's right.
Are you interested?
A good idea.
Carthaginians say non-aggression. They're needy. They're vindictive, but we're way stronger than them, so they don't want us to attack. That's fine. That's fine with me. Actually, can I do a treaty too? Can we start trading? Yeah.
Let us formalize our mutual appreciation.
You have built a holy site. With luck, this will secure tranquility the way police secure the streets.
Yeah, look at all this land. Like the Aztecs landed on this island, but this is all uninhabited? This could be big. He's looking here, but I'm going to be like, you know what? I'm looking here. All right, this boat is going out, but what's over here? Nothing. Ocean. Nothing interesting. Yeah, so stone rings, I've never really built them. I guess it's like kind of the default holy district, but you can only make a few of them or something. I guess if we're going to push the big money religion, let's make a holy site. I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm just clicking on stuff. I feel like I should have picked a harder difficulty, because if the competitors were being, you know, harder to deal with, I'd maybe be more directed in what I'm trying to build. And right now I'm just like, I don't know. I'm winning by a lot, so it doesn't really matter what I do. We're just in a good spot. Oh, they've landed. Well, then I want to scoop some stuff up. You're looking at this territory. I'm looking at this territory. Not a lot of food. It's very barren around here. But I want these resources. Let's go right here. 316. Yeah. Thebes is a little low on their food production, but I've built all the food infrastructure, so I have to, if I want more right now, I got to do a farm. But plus 27. That should help. Let's see. Guilds gives us a bonus on trade, which is good because I think we're going to do a lot of trading in the near future. We got our stone circle. Beautiful. Let's see here. Apothecaries give us stability per researchers. You can see our researchers up here. We have 8 of them. I haven't really talked about up here because in a lot of cases you don't really have to do anything with it. Like, it gives you information about the city. You know, here's how our population is. Here's what it's producing every turn. I guess I neglected to talk about this. So, for our population, you know, we have 27 population in this city. And depending on which section they're in, that's what they are producing, right? So some of your buildings would be like, oh, plus can I find an example? I guess this is a good example. So like +1 stability per researchers. So that's for every researcher you have working, you get extra stability. So if you're like, oh, my stability is really low and I want more science, I can move these people and say, you don't work in industry, now you're a scientist, you know, that sort of stuff. Except that 8 is our maximum. These are all maxed out, but because we have too many people. But if this was like, you know, 15 out of 24, these sections wouldn't all be full and you could move them around, you know, if you need to focus on something. You can also set it like with this policy, it's balanced right now. But if I'm like, oh, I really want this city to focus on science, we go technology subsidies, it would move people around to focus on science, right? So that's always an option. But in a lot of cases, I just leave it because they're doing fine. If you have a specific need, you can utilize it. Athlete star. Yes, there we go. All right, so we've settled Lusitania. And we can use our influence to grab these resources. Yes, thank you very much. Get a harbor on there. All right. We can start building forests, which reduces pollution. Pollution isn't a thing yet, but later on in the game it will be. So we'll talk about it at that time. But yeah, so if Lusitania becomes a city, it should be, you know, decently advanced because we used settlers to settle it instead of just like a random warrior. So we probably will do a couple of cities down here if it's totally empty. This place looks huge and nobody's down here. Oh man, this really is the new world. Okay, well, the order of the day is colonization. I guess it is mostly just a big desert, which isn't that exciting, but natural resources, man. I gots to have it. A pox on the wind. Oh no, it's it's COVID. It's COVID-10. All right, should we heed the warnings and lock down? Which reduces our industry, but everyone feels more comfortable about it. Or ignore it and just let it spread unchecked. Tell everyone don't wear masks. It's a conspiracy. Don't take vaccines. No, I'm not going to do that. We're going to heed those. We'll get through it. We'll be fine. All right. Let's see. I mean, a lot of these technologies are like more units, more buildings. That's all great. Gunpowder warfare, we can start extracting saltpeter. If you want to start making like gun units, that's great to have. Chartered companies gives us money on outposts, which we're about to have a bunch of outposts. So that wouldn't be that bad to get more money from that. Naval artillery. Our armies can be larger. We get Caracs and man of wars. Now, if you look down at the bottom of the Carrack square here, the rectangle, you can see that we have enough iron to make these, but we don't have the saltpeter. So we might not actually be able to make them until we get some. The man of wars, we have iron, but not as much as we would like. So it's going to be slower to make them. So while we could research these and start making them, we might not actually have the strategic resources to do so. Centralized power. Minus 50% war support loss from losing units. Oh, okay. So our war support from people dying goes down slower, but we get more from killing people. So that's good. Let's go for saltpeter just in case we find some. We can start grabbing it. All right, settler, move in here. Gonna grab as many of these as we can. Right there. Yeah, because he's just looking around. He hasn't even outposted these territories. And yeah, these strategic resources that are unknown, some of them could be saltpeter once we discover it. They could be something else for the future that we'll want. So let's get access now. Because what I'm thinking is when we switch to the next era, I'm going to go for a merchant culture if it's an option. And so I'm going to want to trade with everybody. Oh man, somebody just... Oh no. Let me back up. I'm going to want to trade with everybody. I'm going to want to make lots of money and see if I can, you know, buy resources from everyone and really get financially dominant. So if we can secure lots of extra resources, that puts us in a better position. Now, the reason why this X'd out again, that happens sometimes. I think it's just a bug. When you have players that have been wiped out, sometimes when you click on a thing, it'll be like, alert, they've been wiped out. And I'm like, I already knew that. That already happened. How are we looking on the stars? 3 more technologies to finish that. But we can probably also finish Builder, maybe Aesthete. Expansionist, I could get a second star if I just do a city down there. So I think Scientist in these 3 stars I want to get, and then we can switch to next era. There we go, saltpeter. Did we find any all of a sudden? Yes, look. There was saltpeter here, saltpeter here. Here. It was here all along. We just didn't know what it was. So, now we're going to have access to that, which means we could start making, you know, like musketeers, stuff like that. If we need to. So that's great. Saltpeter mine. Oh, we had some right here at home. Unbelievable. We didn't know about it. It was right under our nose. Furnace steel. Okay, I got to take a break. Things are going good, though. I'm feeling good about this. Green is starting to catch up on fame, though. So they're not to be discounted. They're definitely pushing for it. Like, they're a whole era ahead of us. But they're definitely trying to churn it out. At least we met everybody. We kind of got a good grasp on the world. We can do some new treaties with the independent peoples. And yeah, I'm going to try and colonize as much of this island as I can. And then I guess we'll see how everybody else reacts. So that's the plan. Next time we'll get a few more stars. We'll head into the next era. And we're going to start focusing on money, I think is my plan. But let me know if you have any questions. I'm feeling pretty comfortable. It hasn't been very contentious lately. But we might still get into a big war later. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how aggressive I want to get with green. But we'll talk about that later. I'll see you guys next time.